out and welcome to HHL, my friend.
Peace. What's good? What's good? What's good?
How you doing? How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing? I'm good. How you doing?
We're good. We're good. We're good. So we're going to be doing a little interview here
All right.
about Mas Piragua. Very, very, very tight album. Very good album. I
Appreciate
love that mashup of hip hop and other sound. So I really, really, really enjoy it. But
it.
question is when, where, how? When did you fall in love with hip hop? How did you fall in love with hip hop?
It's either one or two moments, man. I was like either six or I think I was like 6 or 7 or something. I was I was coming home from school from kindergarten, I think, and I heard Dougie Fresh and Slick Rick, the Inspector Gadget song.
Yep.
And then later, like whenever I heard Run DMC, I'm the king of rock. There is none higher. To burn my kingdom, you must use fire. That came on, yo, I knew that word for word. I think I was like 6 years old, man. And my uncles used to be like, yo, say it, Mike, yo, your song's coming on, yo, say it. And I used to get hyped, man. That was my moment right there.
Word.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's word. That's dope. But so like your progression in your career, how did you start spitting?
Um, I started writing when I was like 12, 13. Um, I started like seriously writing when I was like 14, when I was like a freshman in high school. I started meeting people. Shout out to my man Cardinal Sin, you know what I'm saying? I started meeting people in high school and my man Junior Juju, you know what I'm saying, Junior on the beat. People that, you know what I'm saying, I got in high school with, and you know, we was like a big crew. It was like about, I don't know, like seven to eight of us. And we all wrote. Some of us produced and wrote. Some of us recorded and wrote. You know, like engineered or whatever. We record on 4 tracks and 8 tracks. You know what I'm saying? The Tascam joints. Um, and we just got serious, man. We would count our bars. We would do hooks. We would format songs. We would do demos. You know what I'm saying? We would just do our thing, man. Like, once I saw the other kids doing it, you know what I'm saying, that was older than me, and there was a couple years older than me, a couple grades higher than me. I was like, yeah, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? And
Word.
yeah, man, I was serious with it. You know, everybody I ever hung out with, everybody I was always with, always did music professionally, or at least professionally for amateurs.
Right, right.
Peace. What's good? What's good?
Welcome, Mr. Liddell.
My brothers,
We
what's
just
going
chat.
on?
We're just chatting about his life and his career and whatnot.
Awesome. Are
But,
we live on Facebook?
we are linked to Facebook, yes, and
Okay,
we're recording.
beautiful.
But you have any questions you want to start off with, brother?
Yeah, sure. Mike, I've really enjoyed the album first and foremost. I know you and I have talked about that extensively. And you saw my review, of course. I very
Appreciate it.
much, very much enamored with that. What I guess my question is, what would you say your experience is growing up as a Puerto Rican, or not just a Puerto Rican, excuse me, as someone of dual ethnicities? And I know I personally have lived that life, and I know that sometimes you don't always sit on one side. Sometimes you kind of.
Yeah, you gotta code switch.
Yes, sir. So what would you say your experiences are like with that?
Um, well, I grew up in a pretty much predominantly black area. So It wasn't more so of a race thing. Well, I mean, well, it was more so of a features thing. Like, like I just looked different. You know what I'm saying? I was treated different because I looked different. And I came off different. It wasn't no accent. I didn't grow up speaking Spanish or nothing like that, so it wasn't no accent or nothing. I just looked different. You know what I'm saying? I was a kid with straight hair. You know what I'm saying? I just looked different. You know what I'm saying? I had hair like a white boy, so I look like an Indian or whatever, and they sometimes they a lot of times they would treat me different, but I also I was the only child, so I reacted to people different, so it was a combination of things. You know what I mean? I wouldn't just put it on race, but learning. I first knew when I was a child when I was 2, and the kids made me aware of it. They were like, "Are you Puerto Rican? Are you Puerto Rican?" And I was like, no, I think I was like 2 going on 3 years old, and I came home and I asked, and my parents were like, "Yeah." So after then, I was like proud of that. You know what I'm saying? But I never really like made it like a big thing. You know what I'm saying? I just I see myself more of an Indian because like when I was a kid, I used to I asked my mom. I said can I have black boys hair? And she was like, why would you want that? She was like, why are you saying that? And I was like, because the kids won't play with me. You know what I'm saying? They say I got I got I got funny hair. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I mean? She was like, that's because you Indian. You know what I'm saying? That's because you Puerto Rican and you Indian and you got European in you and stuff like that. So you mix, you know what I'm saying? So you got all of that. So she taught me to appreciate that about myself. But she said, don't go flaunting it around, you know what I'm saying? To like, like as if you're better than people, because then it'll bring more problems to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
that's how it was growing up. I learned about my culture more so through my relatives. My grandma didn't speak much Spanish. My aunt did though, and um, also people that I knew growing up in the neighborhood and stuff like that. Like there were Spanish people that lived, in the school and stuff. Like I picked up Spanish that way. You know what I'm saying? So my Spanish is it's real mixclado. You know what I'm saying? It's real mixed. You know what I'm saying? Some people even say it's ripiado, you know what I'm saying? It's real ragged, you know what I mean? But because it's so mixed with different colloquialisms and different geographic dialects, you know what I mean, from different countries and stuff. But it's been a struggle accepting myself, just like any other teenager trying to accept themselves. You know what I mean? And young person trying to come into who they were. But the more that I learned about my culture, the more I got into it musically. So I just decided to once I got more confident about how I spoke the Latin language, I was like, let me start writing this more and more. I always had a song that was in Spanish when I first started doing music back in 2008. There was a Spanish song called Los Guerreros. I did that song, and then I did a song called Mi Vida es Guerra on the Warpath 2. And then I did different joints like repping Boricua. I did like a Spanish song on each album, but I didn't actually do a full album until like 2020, and that's when Piragua came out. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, I dropped Mas Piragua in 2021, and those are the ones that you say you love. So I'm really glad that you like them. I appreciate anybody that takes time to listen to my music. It's a part of me and who I am. You know what I'm saying, and what makes me me. So you know, I'm sharing that with other people, and people appreciating that. It makes a world of difference to me.
Absolutely.
Word. What made you want to smash Latin music and hip hop together to make a whole album?
I always did, man, because I always listen I always like listening to Latin rappers like Mellow Man Ace, the Beat Nuts, Cypress Hill, Big Pun, um, Funk Dubious, Hurricane G, Thurston Howe the Third, everybody out there, man, everybody out there that was Latin and that was doing it, and I was kicking Spanish in their rhymes, or had like some Latin influence in their production. Like I listen, that's I always paid special attention to that, and I always was a follower of that. You know, a big fan of that. You know what I mean? So, you know, I was like, when it's my turn, I want to do that. But I was just soaking it in for so long. You know what I mean? And just, you know, like it's kind of like when it's your turn to go, you want to make sure you're ready. You know what I mean? So
Right.
you waiting for the right time to go in. You know what I'm saying? So that's when I came out with it in 2020. So it was the other guys that did it that made me want to do it.
Right.
You know.
Liddell?
I was, that's awesome. And on the topic of influences, when I was doing some more digging, while I was reviewing Maspirawa, I saw on your website that you also had listed Run DMC and Tribe Called Quest as your influences, specifically Fife Dog.
Yeah.
What could you give us a little story about how those two groups specifically might have influenced you like early on?
Rest in peace, Fife Dog. I when I was like I said, when I was a kid, you know, when I heard the King of Rock, you know what I'm saying, when they was in the Rock Museum and in the Hall of Fame or whatever, and they was kicking a thing and with the Walk This Way with the Aerosmith, and they was kicking down the doors, I mean the walls and everything. Like that was my Adidas. All of that stuff was hot to me. You know what I'm saying? It was the way that they grabbed you. They reached out and grabbed you on the microphone. Their delivery was energetic. You know what I mean? It was a lot of energy in it.
Oh yeah.
Um, Tribe Called Quest, Fife Dog had the most character. Q-Tip was real laid back, and I appreciated his style because you know you learned a lot from what he said. But Fife Dog, he was ill with the wordplay, and he just like his delivery. He had a lot of character in his voice, man. Like his delivery was on point. He had a lot of energy in him, and I would just zone out when I was in middle school listening to tapes that I would get from my boy Sleep. You know what I'm saying, aka Alonzo. I want to shout him out. Um, he would give me copies of that tape, the Low End Theory, and I would listen to that joint in my Walkman and in my boombox, and I just zone out and fall asleep to it, man. And smooth like butter, man, like butter, baby, like butter. Them horns, man, it was something else, man. It took me somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is a sky pager? You know what I mean? All of that good shit, man.
Yeah.
It was, Tribe. It started me wanting to rhyme. And around that time in middle school, around 12, 13, that's when I started writing. You know what I mean? So they inspired me to do it.
Yeah. Okay. Brad, you got?
Yeah, I got a question. Um, where do you want to take yourself sonically? Like, what would be your perfect album to make?
Hmm.
You already made it.
Appreciate that, man. Wow. Um, Perfect album to make would have Pun on it. Rest in peace, man. It would have Pun on it, man. Like if I could have Pun on the album, you know what I'm saying? Like it would be something else, man. If I got like a verse that nobody else got or something, you know what I'm saying? Like that would be a hard album. If I got my man Redman on that joint, that would be a tight album. I would like to get Mark Anthony on the joint.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Tego Calderon. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just for good measure. You know what I'm saying? La India.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know, man. I mean, you getting me on the spot right now, so you know what I mean. It is what it is, man. Like you know,
Right.
I would definitely if I had Pun, man. If I had Pun, rest in peace to the greats. If I had him on there, man, you know, it would definitely be a classic. Everybody would check for it. I know they would.
Right. Right. Well, that's your idea. That's your perfection right there.
Sounds amazing. Um, what currently? What do you have playing at any given point of time? Just, I guess,
A lot of
music.
Ghostface. A
Oh,
lot of Ghostface. I got a lot of Group Home, Artifacts, Mad Skills, uh, Wu Block, um, Raekwon, uh, Sons of Man, Redman, Eric Sherman, Keith Murray. That's all of the stuff I'm listening on Spotify right now. So it's like they're playing all my favorite stuff. P Rock and CL Smooth, P Rock and I, um, Heather B,
Heather
Organized
B.
Confusion. Shout out
Wow.
to Prince Poe. Me and him working on a couple songs right now. Me, him, and my cousin Cardinal Sin. Um, you know, we got some stuff working, but yeah, that's pretty much in rotation right now. All of that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? All of that good '90s stuff, and MOP. You know, all that good stuff on Spotify right now. And I know a lot of people don't support Spotify, but I look at it like this, man. Look, racism is in this country like it's just what it is. Like if you get a Blues Brothers suit, a Brooks Brothers suit or whatever, that's slavery. Like if you get something bought, if you buy something from Sony got slave money in it. McDonald's got slave money in it. Coca-Cola got slave money in it. Everything got slave money in it. So I mean, like, if you want to be woke, then don't buy nothing, man. Just live in the mountains and eat berries and shit, and don't take showers and you know what I'm saying. Scratch your ass with branches and shit. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it is what it is. If you live in the Western world, whether it's Latin America, Europe, Africa, or North America, you know what I'm saying? You live in a world run by capitalism, and it's the Western world, and it's built on slavery. They needed labor in order to build this new world, and they did it off the backs of Africans and Indians, and also indentured servants of European ancestry, and they did it when millions died off of it, and we have to recognize that. But Spotify, they're going to do racist things. A lot of companies going to do racist things. But I mean, you're gonna, you know, the meat was killed before you ate it. You're gonna cry for the, or you're gonna eat the meat. I mean, what you gonna do? Barbecue or mildew? Like my ex business partner used to say, barbecue or mildew.
yeah,
You're gonna let it mildew, or you gonna barbecue the food. You know what I'm saying? You gonna eat it, or you gonna cry because
Right.
it was killed.
absolutely.
But yeah, Spotify is a shit. To me. You know what I'm saying? I don't have anything else. I don't pay for anything. I pay the $9.99. I do what I do. You know what I'm saying? Um, YouTube, YouTube music is cool.
Yeah,
They're starting to change a lot of stuff on there right now. Where it's like they put autoplay on there. They took away the playlist. I'm not feeling that. You know what I'm saying? That's
Mm.
why I started listening to Spotify more so right now. But yeah, like as far as those artists, I listen to a lot of '90s artists. You know what I mean? A lot of '90s artists.
absolutely.
Adele, you got anything?
Trying to think here. Um, you I could you touch a little bit on some of the stuff you got coming up in the future? I know you saw on your Facebook you're putting an anime together. I know that
Yeah,
might not be music related, but just to keep in touch with what you're up to with just in the close future.
yeah. Within the next couple of months, I'm gonna be dropping an anime movie. It's kind of like a motion comic book slash anime
Brad,
hybrid. It's a Flash animation. I used Flash, aka Adobe Animate, to create it. It's about a half hour and some odd minutes long. Um, it's the origin story of my character. It's about a kid who fights crime to save his city from you know, big time bad guys. And it's a mix of like Ninja Turtles, Batman, Superman, all types of shit. You know what I mean? And it's kind of funny too. You know, but it's made for kids, so you know I'm gonna share it with you. And I would urge anybody who has kids to watch this with your kids. You know, because it has no cursing, no sex, no violence. I mean, well, no blood violence. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
You
No
PG'd it.
yes, it's basically PG rated. Yeah, it's PG
but
rated.
that sounds awesome. Regardless, I'm a big animation guy myself, so definitely be checking that out.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing what people think. Seeing what the comments look like. You know.
Are you using your own music to soundtrack it?
Now, actually, I use royalty free music, but it got the job done. You know, it got
Okay.
the job done.
Now, would you ever want to do something like that, like a Latin hip hop inspired anime type deal?
That'd be amazing.
uh, I might. It depends. It depends. My character is he's a version of me. He's like he's half Puerto Rican, half black. He's a teenager. He's a younger version of me. But he's a crime fighter. He's not a big guy though. He's a relatively small guy. But that's what makes him so great. His name is David. So it's got that Davidic Judaic myth lore to it. You know what I mean? Of David and Goliath. You know, overcoming his fear and being courageous to fight crime. You know, to fight fight for good. You know.
Yeah.
But he is biracial, so he does have that element. But I didn't put no Latin music in it or nothing like that. Nah.
No, that'd be for the sequel.
Yeah, I
Do
think we
that though.
might do that. Yeah, we might do that in the future. This is just the beginning. So when it comes out, I want to see what people think of it, and then I'm gonna expand from there. It's kind of like the Star Wars universe. You know what I mean?
Right.
Different installments, it's different episodes. You know.
Now,
Nice.
from being from DC, being from that area, like how do I want to say this? What was like the biggest influence regionally, musically?
Uh, there was rappers like I keep nonchalant. She was the one that made it the biggest, the most that I know of. Um, she had a song called 5 o'clock. I don't know if y'all remember that, but you know, it was a pretty famous song. Um, she was a big influence. As far as I knew that I wanted to, you know, get a deal like her at the time when getting the deal was what it was. Um, I made a reference to my song Desperados on how I wanted to get a deal when I was a teenager. When my mom wanted me to get a job. uh, Nonchalant definitely was one of my influences. There was also a rapper named Earthquake. Earthquake. He was from Landover, Maryland. which is a part of the DC area, which is my part of town. Um, he had got a deal at the time. He came out with a video that was on Rap City.
Yeah.
There was a guy named Black Indian. He's still out making music now. He had a song called "Get 'Em Sice." It was pretty big. It was on a box a lot. It was on Rap City. Um, Seeing personalities like Joe Claire, Chris DeJour. You know, when BET was located in Washington D.C. at the time, off of New York Avenue. You know, just seeing those influences, you know, made me want to do it, but it wasn't anybody in particular that I modeled myself after.
Right. So what do you got coming up for the rest of this year besides the anime?
Well, I got these 2 singles that's coming out. Forever and a Forever remix by me, Prince Poe, and Cardinal Sin. Right now I just released Days of My Youth on all digital platforms with me and Cardinal Sin. On April 20th, I'll be releasing on all digital platforms a song called El Gato, which was produced by me and Mr. Scratch Hook. Y'all check out Mr. Scratch Hook at mrscratchhook.com or look up Mr. Scratch Hook, aka E-Rex, on Facebook, or just Google him. He does mix downs and he masters like for good cheap rates, and he does all my music. I trust him with my sound, you know what I mean? Like he does good stuff. But yeah, we worked on a song together. He did the beat, and he added the horns from I think it's no le tire no, la piedra primera. You know what I'm talking about? Don't throw the first stone, the song.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he took the horns from that. No. It was bang 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 bam bam biddy dun bam. You know what I'm talking about? I forgot how
Yeah.
it go.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he used the horns from that. I'm snitching on myself. But yeah, it's got scratches in it, man. It's got, you know, you can hear Redman and Guru in the joint, man. It's got my voice in there. It's tight, man. It's a tight song. It's coming out April. It's already on YouTube. You can hear it on YouTube, but it's coming out on all digital platforms on April 20th.
Right.
And like I said, later on in June, I'm gonna be dropping Forever with me and Prince Poe and Cardinal Sin, and then in August and September, I should be dropping the Forever remix. It's a little radio version of that same song. So that's what I got right now. I'm working on another album, but right now I'm working so much on this cartoon that I'm not doing too much music right now. I'm just doing what I can in spurts and just trying to keep the fans, you know, fed and satisfied. You know, one song at a time right now. You know.
One beat
Right,
hour
right.
at a time.
That's right. That's right. That's right. And
Liddell, you got anything else before we wrap this up?
Um,
No, I'm good.
You good?
Yes, sir.
It was
Well,
good talking to y'all, man, for real.
thank you, sir, Mr. Mike Mountain. Everybody go
Pleasure's
cop
ours.
his album. Go to his Bandcamp. Go to his website. Go anywhere you can. Spotify, whatever you like to do.
All of it. All of it.
All of it. Thank you again. Thank you for coming on HHL, for supporting us, doing your thing.
Hey man,
Have a
just
good one,
wanted to come in
homie.
and say thanks too.
There he is. There's our director. But thank you, fellas.
All right, well, thank you. All right, peace.
Adios.